It's the first game of the season, and everyone knows how
What's up, guys? It is PsychoHark here, and welcome to a video where I will be discussing my thoughts on FIFA 15. Now, if you're wondering how I've had access to FIFA 15, that is through an Xbox One release day event being held here in Helsinki. They actually set up booths onto the they set up a booth into the center of the city where you could basically go in and you could play games on the Xbox One because it just released here a few days ago. Now, obviously, that was on an Xbox One, and I consider myself a bit of a PlayStation 4 fanboy, but seeing that FIFA 15 was playable there, I said, okay, well, obviously, I will have to try this out. Now, in this video, I'll be telling you how the game feels, what I think about the game, and just in general, my general musings upon the game. So let's start off with a kind of disclaimer that they told us that this is not the full game. Don't worry, this is not the 100% polished finish, that this is only 60% of the game. And they said it's close to what was being played at Gamescom, except maybe a week or two more development since that. But they said it's only 60% of the game, so keep that in mind. It was a little bit glitchy at times, but you can't take it as the finished product at all. However, let's start off with what actually I was playing. I played one game as Bayern Munich against a friend of mine who's never played FIFA before, and he was playing as I can't actually remember who he was playing as. That doesn't matter. But anyway, so let's get into this because I'm kind of talking past. So what exactly do I think? Well, let's start off with just how it feels. So FIFA 15 feels very fast-paced. Now that might differ from what you've heard. It differs a lot from what I've heard personally from other big FIFA YouTubers who play the game. They say it's slower tempo and stuff like that. For me, it felt extremely fast-paced. It felt like playing Ultimate Team on FIFA 12 or FIFA 13. Now, I'm not sure whether that will be how it feels in the final game. And I hope it doesn't. I feel like at times it was just too fast-paced, and while I feel like a lot of aspects of it were extremely realistic, especially compared to FIFA 14, the kind of fast pace made it feel almost arcadey. So that's something that I hope they really tune down, that kind of fast paciness. But it didn't bother me too much. Anyway, another thing that was part of the game was obviously the new goalkeeping physics. Now, I didn't get to experience those a lot, even though the game was extremely glitchy. So at times, if the goalkeeper, this happened twice during our game, so the goalkeeper passed the ball to an opposing player, and instead of getting back into position and trying to save, he throws up his hands above his head and is like, oh, I done fucked up. And he just stands there while I literally run into the goal with the ball without even having to press the shoot button. So that's mostly a glitch though, so keep that in mind. However, there were some cool new animations, and the goalkeeper physics or the goalkeeper animations definitely seemed improved and new. Other stuff, the new pitch thing where the pitch gets torn apart or whatever during the game was in full effect, and it looked very, very nice. And I mean, graphically, I have to say that it's a masterpiece. It really is. It looks. If you thought FIFA 14 looked good, FIFA 15 is really showing off some next-gen power because it looks fantastic, absolutely fantastic. You know, the players, the clothes, the pitch, the fans, the presentation, everything looks absolutely fantastic. So in that sense, big props to EA for setting that up. But if we talk more about the gameplay, long shots seem to be very strong. I took a lot of long shots, all of which seemed to go on goal. And the keepers had trouble saving them. I don't know if that's, again, keep in mind that none of this is 100% going to be in the final game, but like it gives us a kind of an idea of what they're going for. So long shots seem to be pretty strong. Headers, on the other hand, were strong, but not as overpowered as in FIFA 14. And I definitely felt that they were much more realistic. So with the new goalkeeping physics, your headers will not always be strong, powerful into the top corner, but I scored, like, for example, a very random header. So like, the ball kind of bounced off the top of my head because I had jumped too early. However, the goalkeeper was already coming out, which meant that it bounced over the goalkeeper and into the goal. But it was in no way like a beautiful header, but it was very realistic and nice to see. The passing felt quite fast-paced, actually. Like I said, quite a lot of ping-pong passing was going on. And so you could, like, one-touch passing. Again, not sure how much of that will actually exist in the final product, but it did make the game seem a little arcadey, though it did. It was quite a lot of fun just passing around. Defensively, I feel like a lot of goals will be scored in FIFA 15, much more so than in FIFA 14, because the attacking has really been improved. Attackers are smarter. There are new ways of dribbling, and the physics have been improved, and all this kind of stuff, which kind of lends itself to attackers, more close handling and stuff like that. So I definitely enjoyed the attacking aspect of it, and but I do need to say that defensively it felt extremely realistic. It didn't feel as, like, attacking feels very fast-paced, but defensively it feels very, very realistic. So I really felt that I could run in front of players, block their runs, push them off the ball, and it really felt almost clunkier than it has before, which might sound like a bad thing, but it's actually a very good thing, because that's how defending feels like in real life. Defending is supposed to feel a bit, you don't know where your attacker is going, you're kind of trying to get the ball off him. And also, I do have to say that the ball no longer felt like when you're holding the ball as a player, it did no longer feel like an extension of your foot. It actually felt like its own entity, its own ball that could at any time be taken off you. So that was actually really nice to see. All in all, it's hard to say after just playing like 160 times 6 half game, but 6 minutes times 6 minutes. But it felt great. It looked great, and even though I do hope that they turn down the kind of fast-pacedness of it, that might also be because the game speed was set to fast. I'm not sure. But I do have to say that it felt good, it looked good, and a huge improvement over FIFA 14. It felt more realistic, the players were smarter, the AI was smarter, played better, and just all in all, the feel was great. And also, I really think that they're going to do a lot of improvements from the game I played into the actual finished product. So keep that in mind. So what I'm saying will not be 100% true of the final finished product, and most likely we're talking about improvements to the final game, not like whatever the opposite of improvement is. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. Those are my thoughts. Leave a comment if you have any questions regarding the FIFA 15. I'd be very, very willing to answer them for you guys. I don't know, it was pretty cool actually that Xbox set this thing up. There wasn't actually a lot of people. I don't think a lot of people were very interested in the Xbox One, especially here in Finland. But it was cool of them to set this up, and it was nice to get to play some games early. So that was a lot of fun. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, and looking forward to the FIFA 15 demo that should be dropping on Tuesday, but you never know. So also please be sure to check out my second channel, Sag Gaming HD, with a weekly podcast. Subscribe, like, and